is Mark Strassman, a reporter with Etopia Media's Broadband over Powerline World. We're about to speak to Brian Donnelly, who's the Director of Business Development at Corinex Communications in British Columbia. Welcome to Etopia Media's Broadband over Powerline World.
Thanks very much, Mark. It's great to be here.
We're going to talk about a deal between Corinex Communications and Amperion. Tell us first a little bit about each of those companies, starting with Corinex that you work for, and also about Amperion.
Sure. Thanks, Mark. Corinex Communications has been around since year 2000. We're a powerline communications product design and manufacturing house. So there have been a couple of studies on this space, which is basically communications over electrical wiring, both in the home, in a multi-dwelling unit, and over outdoor power lines. Frost & Sullivan and Instead MDR have done a couple of reports. They've actually pegged our market share at 40% in the North American space and 48% worldwide. So we're kind of a leader in this powerline communication space. Amperion is also a leader in the BPL access space. So they've been focusing on system integrations or solutions for utilities, combining BPL access technology with medium voltage coupling technology and software services and deployment and integration services for utilities to offer core utility applications and consumer services to utilities over their power lines.
Okay, tell us the structure of this deal. Who's buying what, or who's agreeing to do what with whom here?
Sure, sounds good. It's really a partnership where Amperion is going to be using Corinex's latest 200 megabit per second medium voltage gateway product for medium voltage communication. They're going to be pairing that up with their world-class couplers, medium voltage couplers, which are rated very highly for performance and for safety for utilities. And they're going to take that and wrap integration services and software services and deploy that at utilities worldwide. In addition, Corinex is going to be utilizing Amperion couplers through our existing customer base as well. So when we're selling our medium voltage communication equipment, we can sell it with Amperion couplers to have a full hardware solution to our other customers.
Okay, now one of the reasons that broadband over powerline hasn't taken off faster have been complaints from ham radio operators that the RFI, the radio frequency interference from BPL systems, interferes with their enjoyment of their ham radio systems. What's the current situation in that regard from your point of view?
Well, it's good news actually right now for the ham. BPL wants to be a good neighbor, and the FCC and the BPL community at large have decided to notch out all the ham frequencies from BPL communication. What that means is we're not going to be transmitting anything on those frequencies. So there'll be no interference with any of the ham. So it's good news all around.
Okay. Now, who are likely to be the end users and purchasers of these systems?
Okay, well, there's really two types of services that are really offered through medium voltage and low voltage communication, powerline communication. There's consumer services, which would be broadband access, of course, and voice over IP services. In addition to that, there's core utility applications, things like automatic meter reading, things like demand-side management, SCADA, which is supervisory control and data acquisition, and surveillance. So there's many different applications, both on the consumer side and on the utility side. One of the coined terms out there for delivering this communications infrastructure over utility power grids is called the intelligent grid. So if you think about it as a big communications link, and you can send any kind of data anywhere on that grid.
Is the benefit to utility companies who deploy this technology going to be more for reducing their internal costs, or in added revenue from being able to provide internet access to their customers?
It's really both, Mark. And in the urban space where broadband access is quite prevalent from other technologies like cable and DSL, there will be some revenue from providing broadband access through BPL. However, I think there is a pretty competitive space there. However, in the rural space, the broadband access is not really delivered by those alternative technologies, so I think the consumers are going to be able to enjoy a great service from BPL access in the rural space. And for the core utility apps, in terms of reducing costs, that's really any utility anywhere. So it's really a little bit of a mix of some consumer services and some core utility applications. Centerpoint Energy, for instance, which is a customer of Corinex Communications, they're more focused on the core utility apps because they're in the urban space and they're doing things like automatic meter reading.
What kind of speeds could end users using this system for their internet access expect in comparison with cable or fiber?
Well, you can see similar speeds, 1, 2, 3 megabit per second speeds, no problem.
Okay. Talk a little bit about the business side of this deal. Are these two companies publicly traded? Has this deal been reflected in their stock prices?
Actually, both companies are private investors for both companies, so there's really no real stock market play here. This is a true partnership that is advancing both companies' business. We're really partnering together. We've already started to work on a couple of opportunities in the U.S., in Europe, and in Southeast Asia, where we're delivering best-of-breed hardware from Corinex Communications and excellent solution providing from Amperion.
Assuming this works out technologically and financially, do you envision any closer cooperation between the two companies?
There's certainly a possibility. As I mentioned, Amperion has world-class couplers. They also have a wireless side of their business, which they use for some of the automatic meter reading. So there's a possibility to integrate some of their unique functionality right into our box, or maybe even design some extra features into our hardware that come from them. So there's some talk of collaboration down the road for sure.
Okay, why don't you wrap up by talking again about the significance of this deal and about the timetable for the availability of the products that'll be and services that'll be coming out of it.
Okay, well, the products and services are really available today. The deal is inked, and if customers are calling up Amperion today, they can get world-class systems integration and solution providing based on Corinex hardware and Amperion couplers and Amperion software and know-how and deployment experience. So that's available right now today. And Corinex customers likewise also have the ability to order Amperion couplers direct from us when they're purchasing their medium voltage hardware. So it's really imminent. Customers can take advantage of best-of-breed hardware and software and services and deployment right now today.
Okay, good. Well, thank you for talking to us today on Broadband over Powerline World about this deal between Corinex and Amperion.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. Pleasure being here.
Bye.